What's up guys, Ben here bringing you another video today. I wanted to make a video kind of recapping my thoughts from Toronto and kind of talking about my thoughts about the event. The Snoopy news also happened, so we're going to also cover that in that video. So it's a little bit of like a 1-2 punch type thing. So let's get into it. I'll start with the sort of Toronto chat. I guess my thoughts on Toronto, I'll start with the flank stuff and then we'll talk about like the event. So from the flank end, it was probably like, I think our best setup we had at an event. We had worked when I was at Esports Engine, this same venue prior last year, for the Toronto Major, which was Major 3, I think. And I had sat in this exact location where we did the show from for like a majority of the week, kind of prior to the show starting. This is kind of like a great place for me to take meetings and like do other stuff I was doing for the rest of the season whilst, you know, we were honestly waiting for the ice to melt because that was really the issue last year. And so I knew when I started having conversations with Toronto, like in November, just, you know, like how early we were chatting about this event. And we had gotten wind that this is, you know, they had told us that we were going to do it at this venue. That's what they were looking at. And I was like, cool, like we want to come through with the flank. Here's where we want to be. I'm very happy we got the spot that we wanted. Toronto crew, the Ultra crew, was incredible in this whole process. No issues. They provided us a lot of equipment, you know, got us like everything we needed sorted, like no problems. They were super easy to work with. We had like pretty much a flawless event. The only issue we had was like Thursday. This isn't even Toronto's fault, by the way. Like Thursday morning, I was dropping a lot of frames during my like pre-stream because all of the PCs and challengers were updating at the same time. But the IT guys came over and said, give us a few minutes. We're going to go over the core network switch, get you guys some bandwidth while we figure this out. But it looked great on broadcast to set up. We had the stage behind us. I don't think at every event we'll be able to do that. It's kind of hard to get an angle like this. It just kind of happened with this venue in this spot that this was sort of the perfect place to do it. We're going to try for something like this at all future events, but I can't promise we'll do that, but it looked great. I really appreciate all the guests that came on. We had like Tac Rab, we had Crone in the mornings. So I had like Crim 7. I had bands on at one point. I'm probably going to forget people that came through, but we had like a lot of players and other random guests. So we always appreciate people that stop by. And I thought all of the shows and the streams like really hit, and appreciate y'all tuning in for that. I think the only other flank thing going forward that I kind of noticed this weekend is I'm gonna try and get the camera updated. We use a Sony A550 camera. It's not bad. I think I've run into kind of two issues with it. One is we need to get kind of a better lens combo so we can take a little bit of a wider angle sometimes. You know, the box was big, but it wasn't necessarily big enough where I could, you know, get the kind of shot that we wanted. So we have to be a little bit creative with it. I think we also want to get a better camera body going forward. I can't use those same $200,000 Grass Valley cameras we had in Major 4 that Esports Engine and Activision provided us. But we're going to try and upgrade the camera and some of the lighting a little bit. Just sort of, you know, make the production a little bit stepped up. But I think we like kind of the grittiness a little bit of it and sort of like, you know, it doesn't need to be 100% polished. I think what's more important is the content rather than the production of it. But there's still little things I want to improve going to the final event of the season. And speaking of for champs, we don't 100% have our spot locked yet. We're going to be at the event, but we're working with Esports Engine. We're working with Activision on securing what will be our final spot. And I'm really excited for y'all to see our setup there. I think we might be doing some stuff outside the event as well, some meet and greet type things. So stay posted to Flank Twitter for more info on that. As far as the event goes, you know, it was great. I thought the tournament was pretty exciting. There were a bunch of 3-1s and 3-0s, but a lot of upsets of this tournament. I don't think anyone really saw New York winning. So as far as the ending goes and getting to a game 7 of the grand final was like pretty lit. All right, I want to really quickly sort of talk on this as well. The DRAZAH chant thing. Look, I know there was a lot of drama on Twitter. I responded to a couple of tweets because I always get annoyed when people take pod shots of the show over things that aren't warranted. Like, if you disagree with things we say, that's fine. But like getting mad at us for like remarking how loud the crowd was. We're in the back of the venue, by the way, and we can clearly hear the chants and remarking about that. And then girlfriend's getting salty about it like 24 hours later. Like, obviously, I'm going to be kind of annoyed by that. You know, we try to cover kind of everything. We try to have fun with the Twitter account. We don't take it too serious. And I just got annoyed that people were taking pot shots at our show. So should I have responded? I don't know. I probably should have let it lie, but in the moment we were just kind of upset, and I know things were sad, and I wish the best to DRAZAH and his girl in terms of, you know, their journey going forward, and obviously his team's journey going forward at champs. I think the crowd was engaged when they wanted to be, and I like the grittiness of the COD crowd. I think London will always be sort of the apex of that grittiness. But it's good to see that the North American crowds are starting to get into it. Like, we had this kind of energy at the New York event last year. We had the energy, I think, a lot at a little bit of Major 2, a lot at Major 3. I think the Optic crowd was really good. And then again at this one. And so I'm hoping the Champs crowd has some fun, because I think that keeps our esport fresh and exciting. I don't think we sit there and golf clap everything. Like, having fun, taking pot shots at the players, saying, what do we think of LG? Like, all that stuff to me is really fun, and we should keep doing that. Also, the green wall chants are really loud this weekend. They were doing a good job, even though their team really struggled at the event. All right, so let's talk about the Reese Vivid thing to kind of finish off this video. So Boston did not have a great tournament at Major 5. They got dead last, and they got upset by London to kind of finish things off. It's sort of been this ride for Boston since Major 3, where that was sort of the high of their season. They made a couple of changes since then. They keep swapping around SMG players, and it hasn't worked. They haven't gotten any better, and if anything, they've gotten kind of worse. I think online they're still solid. They're still a team that's going to make winners bracket, but they get to these events and they're a complete non-factor. So I guess going forward for Champs, they're going to try and roll the dice one more time. After bringing Reese Vivid in for this major, they're taking him out and putting Snoopy in. As the Snoopy side of it goes, I think that kid is disgusting. We watched him all weekend on the set when we were watching Challengers, and that guy, he's incredible. He's just his movement, the centering, his awareness. He's got a lot that you like in a player, and he's going to join what is always going to continue to be a high-skilled Boston lineup. I just think the main issue with the team is that they're young. They don't have experience. They don't have this collective leadership within all of the players because they're so young, and the coaching staff is having to kind of carry the team in that regard. And I just think if you look at like every other top squad in the CDL that's making it to Champs, like, those players have been there, those players have won Champs. So it's an uphill battle for this team, and I don't think they can really address it until the off season. And obviously sucks for Reese, because he's come in, they played a little bit better, and then they had a sinker at land. So I just don't know what to think of all of that. So look, I guess, you know, we haven't gotten this confirmed yet by Boston. The rotation tweeted it. Jacob Hale, if you scroll down, you can see that he sort of seconded it. We did a stream yesterday, me and Tommy, and Zed and Denz were both kind of hitting us up. So it sounds like this is also still happening. Boston hasn't really signed off on it, or at least, sorry, rather, it's not clear if Boston has actually made this move, although the coaching staff's talking about it. They haven't tweeted about it. I was told that because Snoopy was not a technical sub for Boston or for any other CDL team, that they're able to pick him up for Champs, because the rule is if a player was not on a substitute or a CDL player contract prior to Toronto, they can be picked up by a team. Personally, I find that rule kind of dumb, and there are a number of ways I think that could be abused. But either way, that's how Boston's going to potentially do this. I'm curious to see how they do. They're going to play Optic first round. It might be tough. That's a really tricky matchup. But maybe the honeymoon helps this team. And I think at best, maybe top 4 is what they can get. But I just don't see this team and sort of their performance all year really indicating that they're going to be like part of Championship Sunday. I think this team, Boston's still sort of a year away from being a real competitive, like, top squad. I think bringing in more experience is going to be key. But if they do this move, I'm excited to see Snoopy. I mean, that's crazy to see him play his first pro event at Champs. But what a story that would be if they make a run. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Toronto and the Boston situation. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more kind of recap and Champ stuff coming up. We got to do some sort of off-season video. I might do a combo one for LAG in London and Florida and kind of talk about their situations. We're gonna do individual sort of team previews for the event. Maybe talk a little bit about each matchup and vetoes for Champs and that. I'll do my predictions. We'll talk about the award race. So a lot of content over the next 2 weeks, but things are a little bit dry as far as actual matches go, but I'm excited for Vegas in the middle of June. As always, guys, we will see you on the next video.